Hello, how are you today? We're so glad that you're here. We got a fantastic program lined up for you. You're going to love it. We've never had a program just like this with this content. And we have a prior guest who's always hits it out of the park, Cheri Cowell, with us today. So, hello, Cheri, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Glad to be here.
We are tickled that you are. Viewers, as an author and a Christian book publisher, Cheri Cowell knows how to tame and take advantage of Amazon for authors. And she's going to show us how to do that today. Tame that wild beast that is Amazon. Are you tired of struggling with it? Let's get that taken care of once and for all. Hi, I'm Patricia Durgan, and this is Marketers on a Mission. We present marketing, tutorials, and interviews by and for Christian writers, speakers, and artists. This month, we're presenting the Right Start Online Summit. 20 experts are sharing 20 secrets in 20 days. And this is day 18. This is also episode number 228, How to Tame and Take Advantage of Amazon by author and book publisher Cheri Cowell. Hello, Cheri. Thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I am excited to share.
Do we get right into it, or can you give us a little bit of background about yourself and your publishing company?
I'd be happy to. I am a published author, a traditionally published author. I have 4 or 5 books that are traditionally published now, and we're going to take a look at some of those during this tutorial. And I am also the owner of EA Books Publishing. We are a flat fee self-publishing company. We help authors to do it themselves with the help of my team of experts who come alongside of them to help them look as professional as possible, and then to keep all of the profits from the sales of their books. So just that little tidbit there.
I guess they sit up straighter when they hear that phrase.
Absolutely. We all want to keep more profits. That's also what I want to share today. So whether or not you are already published or you are an author who is hoping to get a traditional contract, or maybe you're considering the do-it-yourself option, this is a class for all of you, because Amazon is a part of our lives, whether we like it or not. As an author, we need to know how to use Amazon. We cannot change Amazon. As I like to say, they're the big boys on the block, and they get to write their own rules. And we either play by their rules or we don't play the game. And so what I'm hoping to share with you today is how to play their game and benefit. I don't think that Amazon is a surprise to God at all. He knows exactly what they're doing, and he wants us to use it to further his kingdom. And so today's tips and advice is all with that aim. It's not for us necessarily to line our pockets with lots and lots of money, but it is to use that global outreach to advance the kingdom of God, to share the messages that God has placed on our hearts with as many people as we can. And Amazon is certainly one of the ways that we can do that.
May I give you a shout out with a couple of people who are already here?
Yes.
We have more people watching than are commenting, but we're glad to have you, whether you comment or sit silently and watch and learn, because we're so glad that you're here. Gail Arbogast is here, Susan Neal, Marlene Houck, Kathy Elliott, I got Susan already, and Tammy Whitehurst, just to name a few. So we're so glad to have each of you.
Yay, that's great.
Do you want me to go somewhere? Are you going to take us? Do you have a book you're going to show us? Where do you want us to do?
All right. So this is going to be kind of a how-to. So if you already have a book on Amazon, I want you to go to your Amazon page. You're still going to be able to hear me. We're going to keep that tab open, but open another tab and go to your Amazon book page. If you do not have a book out on Amazon right now, I invite you to go to my Amazon page. So go to Living the Story Living the Story, and then add my last name, which is Cowell, in the search engine on Amazon.
Okay,
You
so we're
should be
supposed to
able,
stay at Amazon.com, Cheri?
Amazon.com, and
Forward
then
slash.
Amazon.com, and then in the search box on Amazon, once your Amazon page comes up,
Okay.
then in the search box, put in Living the Story and Cowell. That will bring you to my page.
Okay. Living the Story. I've got a screenshot here.
That's okay. Living the Story and Cowell.
Excuse me. Okay. Okay. And then we have to
And it
choose.
is that second one there with my name. That's it.
Okay.
Now click on the paperback edition. It doesn't really matter, but I'm assuming most of us, if we have a book on Amazon, it's probably a print book. You might have several different versions, but we're going to look at this page first. And the first thing that I want you to see is over on the left-hand side is that big white box with the picture of the cover on it, and it says Search Inside. If you click on that, you will be able to flip through the book. And I want to tell you that this is the most important thing for you to have on your Amazon page. If you are traditionally published, it is your publisher's responsibility to make sure this happens. Now, with a couple of my traditional publishers, I had to push for this. I had to say, I want this. It is very important to me. What can I do to help it happen? How can I help you make this happen? The reason why you want to do this is 80% of the books that are sold on Amazon are sold because of this single feature.
Wow.
It is like going into a bookstore, pulling the book off the shelf, and thumbing through the book. What reader peruses the shelves at a bookstore and decides to buy the book without opening it? No one. That is the same thing as the Search Inside feature. So you are allowing this potential reader to pull your book off the shelf and to thumb through it. So if your publisher has not done this for you, ask them what it will take for that to happen. What do you need to provide them? What can you do? And stay on top of them very nicely, but stay on top of them until it happens. It is that important. You can share that stat with them as well. 80% of books that are sold on Amazon are sold because of this one feature. Now, if you are, I'm sorry, what?
Am I in the right place?
Yes, you are. You can click on the little arrows on either side of the book, and that will thumb through the book. There you go. There's some of the book. This is like pulling it off of the shelf and reading it. Mm-hmm. You can go back and forth. You can look at the copyright page. You can look at the back cover of the book. You can go in inside. Now, this is only allowing you to look at about 10 or 20% of the book. But that is usually all the time that a reader is going to spend on the inside of a book at a bookstore. So it's the same concept. Now, if you are self-publishing or using a service like EA Books, which is an independent publishing partner, we will do that for you. And or you yourself, if you're doing it yourself, you would need to supply the information to them, and you would go to that on your handout. There's a there's a link, a hyperlink. It is www.amazon.com/forms/. That is the place where you would go to enter in your information for the search inside. Remember, you're going to need your ASIN number. It's like your ISBN number, but on your book page. So if you want to go back to that, Patricia, go back to my book page on Amazon. If you go back there and go back to the home page, if you scroll down on the details page, the ASIN is a unique number to Amazon. So go back, Patricia, click out of this. There's a little X at the top, and then if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, keep on going, where all those details are. Whoops, a little bit too far. That's okay, we'll get there. All of those little details about the book are that right there. You got it. Those are unique numbers to Amazon, and you're going to click on those numbers and save them, because those are the numbers that you're going to copy and paste into that Amazon.com forms page to tell them which book you're referring to. So you're going to need that number. Of course, you'll need your book title and your author and all of that, which you already know. But those numbers you're going to need.
And where would they get those numbers to start with?
Those are on the detail page of their book page. So those are going to be tied to their ISBN number. So that's all part of setting your book up. So either your publisher or you yourself have done that when you've self-published. Okay. So that's all there, though, on your detail page.
Okay. Thank you.
The next thing I want to draw your attention to on your book page on Amazon is your name. Now, if you scroll up to the top, Patricia, my name has a little blue line underneath it. If you scroll all the way up next to the title, see, Cheri Cowell is the author, and it's got a little line underneath it. That means it's clickable. That means I have an author page. So go ahead and click on that. If you have your author page on Amazon, I want you to click on your name and go to your author page. But this is my author page. Amazon offers all authors on Amazon a free author page. And you will not believe the
Yes, thanks very much. um, you've covered this. So some of this information that I'm going to, the answers to some of these questions you've already shared, and we can watch in the replay. But
Yes.
Janet Warren Lane says she doesn't see her free author page on Amazon. And that's what Cheri's talking about right now, Janet. You have to set
Yeah.
it up. First, you have to create a book, put your book up, and then you can go and use that as the anchor for your Amazon page.
Right.
Diana Derringer, several people cannot see the ASIN number. They only see the ISBN number. So can we go back there and look at that again?
That's okay. Use your ISBN number or your ASIN number. Either one of those, they will be able to link to your book. You just want them to be able to find the correct book. So either one of those numbers will work.
Perfect. And where am I supposed to be right now if I'm following along with you, Cheri?
Central. Hopefully I've made that clear.
And this is all new for everybody but you. And
Yes.
it's no problem. We're trying to be thorough. Cheri's trying to be thorough so that when you come back and watch it again, and perhaps a third time or a fourth time, then you'll be able to keep pace with her. She's not going too fast, not too slow, so that you can see what's going on. And we will try to ask questions every once in a while. And at the same time, we'll have to keep it moving. So we're working on a balance. Thanks very much for being here and helping us.
All right. So after you click your book title and you choose your book, you will get a notice that said that they will now verify that this book is yours. This verification can take All right, so let's go back to the Cheri Cowell author page, and we're going to walk through all of the different things that you can upload on your page. The first thing I want you to click on is under the About Cheri Cowell, and where it says read more. Do you see that, Patricia? Can you click on that? There we go. All of this is information that you can enter in to your author page on Author Central. There are essentially 6 elements where you will be able to enter in information. Now, on your Author Central page, it will have an edit and an add content button. I've done that, and that's why all of this information is filled in over on the left-hand side, is because I've filled in the content. So you will have a biography. You will have a place where you can add a blog link. You will have a place where you can add events, photos, videos, and your website link. Now, all of those can be edited on your Author Central site. So let me give you a little bit more information. The biography is always written in third person. Don't write in first person, because then you'll look really silly. All right, so you write in third person. So you're writing about yourself as if you were somebody else. So Cheri Cowell is, and then blah, 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 blah. So Patricia Durgan is, and she's going to tell about herself from that third person. Scroll down, and there is an about the author. Scroll on down. There it says it's an about the author. Oh, scroll up. There we go. See those upcoming events? See that right there?
That's
Author's upcoming events. Yeah.
I've never seen it on anybody's page before.
All right. So these are upcoming events that you can tell your readers about. Now, if you're going to use this, you need to stay on top of it. So I have, if you click on the See Details there underneath the Events tab, I've listed all of the different writers' conferences where I will be teaching this year. So I've kind of had to play the game a little bit, because they only give you a spot for a date and a time and a location for one event. So I wrote down the first event, because you have to choose all of that information to fill it in order for it to go live. But then I added all the other conferences so that you could see where I'm going to be. Now, if you are doing a book signing, if you are doing some kind of an author event somewhere, if you're doing a karaoke night where you're reading from your poetry book, whatever it is that you're doing, this is a great place to add information about what you're doing. And believe it or not, people do pay attention to that. They are interested in where authors are appearing. And if you are appearing anywhere near where they're going to be, they will show up and they will tell all of their friends. And that's really neat. So that's a great tool to use. Next would be photos. And you can add all kinds of author photos to your website, to your author page. I only have the one added, but right now, but you can add more than just the one photo. You can add videos, and see, I have a video there. That is a video, if you want to click on it, Patricia, and then click it right off. But you can see that it's a video of me with sheep.
Yeah, I
And
saw it.
And the reason for that is if you scroll up and look at my Bible study, I have a sheep on the, a little cute little sheep on the front cover, and I am talking about the Good Shepherd and the parables and word pictures that the Bible has. And so that is my sheep video, and it is actually a very funny video if you want to go and play it sometime, because the sheep are trying to outdo me. I have major competition from the sheep. And actually, if you go to YouTube, there's some bloopers out there where I just get giggling and laughing because the sheep drown me out. It's a pretty funny several blooper outtakes there. But videos are a wonderful thing to introduce your audience to you as an author, to a person, to a real person who connects with them and gets who they are. So if you do any kind of live interviews, any kind of thing like that, that would be a great tool to add to your author page.
Is it easy to
Yes.
add this?
It is super easy. You can take them on your phone and then upload them directly from your phone. So you don't need any special technology. You can just add directly from your phone. That video that was taken in the sheep was really taken with my cell phone. My husband took it with me. And there was no editing done, no any fancy anything. It was done outside. And just loaded directly from my phone.
How did you, is that because it was that seamless connection because you were already had your author page up and so forth?
You need to have your author page up. You're adding it to your Author Central account. You're adding everything through that Author Central account. And again, if you are doing this while they are approving your website, it's not going live or anything just yet. You're just uploading everything. You're uploading your pictures, you're uploading your bio, you're uploading all of this information before it goes live.
What if we had a link? Where would we put that link, Cheri?
You can do that also through that upload a video. There's a little drop down arrow that will come up and it'll give you several options. Do you want to add it from YouTube? Do you want to add it from your website? Do you want to add it from your phone? You can add it several different ways.
Where do
They've
we
made
get
it very easy.
Where is that on the screen? Because I know people.
Well, it's not on, okay, it's not on this screen. It's on your Author Central account. See, what you're looking at is my finished author page. You're not looking at my Author Central account.
I'm sorry, I thought they were the same thing. So I'm so glad that you mentioned that.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm confusing people. I'm trying really hard to make it simple.
No. Now, can we access your Author Central page and keep it, or is that just private for you?
Well, if you want to, you can go there.
No, if you don't want to, that's fine. I'm realizing you're talking about two different pages. I'm wondering where the other one is.
Actually, the only thing is that my Author Central account does have my password on it, and I probably shouldn't share that with the world.
No. No. And so we would get that information is on the handout.
The Author Central account is on there, and what I'm talking about is how to set up what you are showing them on the screen. It is the behind the scenes. Author Central is the behind the scenes for setting up that page that you are showing them. Perfect. The only difference is there's going to be little buttons off to the side, and they're going to label it. They're going to say biography, and they're going to say photos, and it's going to say more about the author. It's going to say events, and then right next to it is going to be a little box that's going to say add content, and you click on add content. It really is that simple, I promise you. It's not hard.
We don't expect simplicity from Amazon. We expect it's going to be just a monstrous beast.
It's not. It's really, really not. You're going to be fine. I promise you. You're going to be fine. All right. So let's go back to that Cheri Cowell author page.
Okay. Let me go take the share. We're still I'm keeping up with all your questions best I can, and we will get to them, I promise. And some of them will have already been answered as we've gone along, but we won't forget you.
I promise. I promise I will stay and answer every question.
Thank you so much.
All right. So do you see all of those books across the top? Mm-hmm. All of those are my books. And when you finish filling out your page, there's going to be a little tab across the top that's going to say books. You're going to click on that books tab, and then there's another button that says add books. And this is where you will add all of the other books that you have on Amazon. Again, they have to be on Amazon in order for Amazon to promote them. They're not going to promote your books on CBD. They're not going to promote your books that are in your garage. They're only going to promote the books that are in Amazon. But there's a connection there that says add books. You'll click on that, and then they will show all of the books that they think are Cheri Cowell books or Patricia Durgan books or whatever your name is books. And you will choose those books, and then they will say afterwards, we will verify these within 24 hours, and if they're yours, then they will show up. And so on my author page, you will see that I have a brand new book that I'm excited about. I was a contributor to 2 different new books. The first one is When Calls the Heart, and that is Michelle Cox and Brian Bird. They are the actual authors, and I am a contributor. So I have a story in that one. And then the third book over, I'm also a contributor to that new book. And so those are brand new ones that I just added within the last week. And there they are. They appeared. So this is a thing that you're going to want to stay on top of by adding your books. The next tab that you will see across the top, again, you're not seeing it because this is my finished page, but when you are in your Amazon Central page where you're creating this page, there will be another tab that will be sales info. And this is where you get your Google or your Amazon rankings. Okay, this is where you're going to find that information. Now, Amazon rankings are kind of like the billboard charts that we used to see for record albums. All right, so it's the same sort of thing. They are going to, the lower the number, the better your ranking. All right, now when you go to your book page on Amazon, only the top 100 will show their rankings on their book page. And I actually appreciate this because those of us who are not in the top 100 don't want everyone else to see that we are nowhere near the top 100. So if you were looking for that is a safety net for those of us who are not in the top 100. But I love to tell the story of one of my favorite authors that we've published. She's a little 85-year-old lady, and we published her memoir of her missionary journeys. And she called me in a panic after we published her book, and she said, I don't understand any of this that you just sent me. And I said, well, what is it that you don't understand? She said, well, I don't even understand the first sentence. It says that I have a URL, and I don't even know what that is. And I said, oh, don't worry. I said, you said you have a grandson who lives close to you? And she said, yes. And I said, and you have emails of all of your family and friends, right? And she said, yes. And I said, well, I tell you what I want you to do. Invite your grandson to come over, cook him a nice dinner, and then point to that URL in our email and tell him you want to send that to all of your friends and your family, and then ignore everything else in our email. And she says, okay, I can do that. 2 weeks later, little Avis, her ministry book, her memoir went to Amazon's top 100. Now, this is a woman who didn't even know what a URL is, which, by the way, if you don't know what a URL is, that's fine. That is the address that you would put into a search engine. That is a website address. And that's all we were trying to tell little Avis that she had her own website address. But she didn't understand that, and she went to Amazon's top 100. So I share that because we never know what God is going to do. We just do the work that we're called to do with the best of our ability. We put it all out there, and then we leave the rest in God's hands. And sometimes he blesses our socks off. And that's exactly what happened to Avis with her memoir. And we couldn't have been happier. It couldn't have happened to a better person. So don't get hung up on these Amazon rankings, I guess is what my story is there to share with you. It's good to kind of know where it comes from. It's good to come in and check it every once in a while, but it doesn't mean that God isn't doing ministry with your book. He's doing amazing things, and it has nothing to do sometimes with an Amazon ranking. So there you go. That's all of the little tabs that you have to fill out. You want to make sure that you are using all of the places on that page. The last thing that I want to share with you, if you'll, Patricia, go back to that page.
Okay.
There is customer reviews. If you'll scroll down, customer reviews.
Well, we have to be on a book, don't we?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. It's not on that page. It's on, no, wait a second. It is.
It is?
Well, never mind. That's okay. We can just go here. This is fine.
This is your author page.
This is the author page. It is under about the author's upcoming events.
I've never seen reviews anywhere.
There we go. Click on that and then scroll down.
Click on what?
You got it. Well, I don't see it on this page. Okay, we are going to skip that. What I wanted to point out to you is there is, if you scroll up, see that long Amazon, it says amazon.com/Cheri Cowell. Do you see that up there? And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff after it. That is my unique URL. When you get your author page, over on the right-hand side of that page, it's not on this page, but on your Author Central account, there is a place where it gives you the opportunity to create your own unique URL. So what happens is when you get your author page, they're going to assign you some goofy looking URL. And that's not helpful to us. We want it to have our name or something associated with our book or with our our key phrase or whatever it is that we're using on our website or whatever. We want it to be unique to us. So on that page, there is a place for you to click next to your URL name. There will be a little pencil, and that little pencil will allow you to change your URL to something that is connected to your name or easier to remember than the goofy one that they assign you. So that's how you get that. When you get that, you will then be able to tweet it, Facebook it, Instagram it. You'll be able to do all of those things right within your author page on Author Central. There's a little icons for Facebook and for Twitter and for all of those. You'll be able to click on those, and it immediately takes you to Facebook or Twitter and inputs your URL directly in there and allows you to go straight from there. So anytime you have a new book up on Amazon, or you just want to do a shout out from your Amazon page, that is the place to do it. And you can do it with your unique URL. Any questions about any of those things before I move on to the next part?
Yes, there's a few questions.
Okay.
What I'd like to do, a couple of things I'd like to do is I'd like to ask the viewers if you would give me a thumbs up, a yes, fill in the blank, some kind of a positive if you're interested in running over a little bit. And also, Cheri, is that even possible for you? I should have asked you first.
Absolutely. I'm okay. Yes. I want to answer all the questions.
Thank you for that. And some of the questions you've already answered, and or this like an individual incident, and you can just say, as I'm going through them, you can say, I'll answer that after the program, kind of a thing. Let's say one of the questions that we have, I'm going a little bit backwards as I'm collecting them. Kathy Elliott wants to know how to get her YouTube interviews to show up. Amazon is asking her to pull it from her homepage, but not from the YouTube link. How would she do that? Do you know?
Yes, there is a way to do that. I'll tell you what. I will send step-by-step instructions to you, Patricia, that you can share with everyone. How does that sound?
Yeah, that's perfect. That is a perfect.
Good.
Okay. Okay, we're good. Everybody's that has responded says absolutely they are free to stick around and learn from the great Cheri Cowell. Sharon Hedford asks, I don't know why my book is being offered on Amazon by a different seller at a lower price. It's not her. How can she change that? And can she?
This is a constant problem. You can report people that are scamming you to Amazon. They're trying their best to police all of these, but it is an ongoing battle. Now, there's a big difference, however, between other people who have bought your book and then are official Amazon sellers. They're called resellers. Mm-hmm. Now, resellers can resell your book, but they cannot sell your book for more than what you're selling it for. So anytime somebody is selling it for more, like I had somebody that called me and said, somebody's trying to sell my book for $100, and it's a $20 book. So that is certainly a scam. Now, what happens with a lot of these, just so that you know and you don't make the mistake, a lot of these are trying to get you to click on their link and their malware that is connected to those links. Mm-hmm. So don't go snooping around, trying to find out who these people are and all this kind of stuff. That is just not worth it. Okay. Not worth it, because nobody is going to pay $100 for a book when you're offering it for $20. Mm-hmm. But resellers can offer your book for $2, $3, $4, and you're selling it for $20. Those cannot be new books, however. They must be used books.
Okay.
So those are resellers that are reselling your book, and they are allowed to do that. Anybody else you can report to Amazon. You would go in and issue a report through, I will put a link. I will send that out with the other notes. I'm going to just send a whole bunch of notes out. So I will send the report links so that you know how to report that to Amazon. But just don't click on anything, because you really could add something to your computer you don't want.
If you're not familiar, viewers, with the word malware, that's what Kathy's talking about. Excuse me, Cheri. If you click on malware and download stuff, you can affect your computer, and it may never be the same. So don't live in panic, but at the same time, don't go investigating. Don't investigate on that.
Right.
Let's see what other questions we have. Evelyn Mann says, I received 2 new reviews, but Amazon seems to have deleted 2 old ones. Is that normal?
Oh my goodness. The review process is constantly under review with Amazon. They keep changing it because people are not honest. That's just sad. That's not the way we operate, but unfortunately there's a lot of people out there that are paying for reviews, and they sign up for these services that are all fake reviews. And so Amazon is trying to police all of that. Unfortunately, they catch a lot of the good people in trying to do the policing. So again, you can use this report thing that I'm going to send you, and you can say that you've had a review removed by mistake. It was a legitimate review, and they will investigate it and find out whether or not the person was truly someone who bought the book and wanted to send a review. So that is possible.
Okay. All right. Susan Neal, excuse me, asks, other than your blog URL, can you put your website URL on your author page? She's not been able to do that successfully, and she's pretty sad.
The only place that you can do that is in your bio. So in your bio at the very bottom, I have my social media added there. But you can add, your website. You can add all kinds of things onto the bottom of your bio, and they're not clickable, as you can see. There's my website, and there's my Facebook, and there's my Twitter, but they're not clickable because Amazon's not trying to create that. So that's not an option to make it clickable, but it is there if people want to find me. So yes, you can do that.
They're aware that you have a presence there.
Right.
Dawn Kinzer has an important point to make here. Guidelines for Author Central state that videos must be 10 minutes or less in length.
Oh, yes. I would say two not longer than 4 minutes. 2 minutes is perfect. If you're making it longer than 4, nobody is going to sit in front of, that's when it needs to go to YouTube. Really, if it's longer than 4, it needs to go to YouTube. Your videos on your author page should be short and engaging, and just share your personality or your core message, or be an invitation or something like that. That's short and sweet.
So even though Amazon will allow you to upload something that's longer than 2 to 4 minutes, marketing wise, it's not practical.
It isn't, because people will just turn you off, and who wants that to happen?
Yeah, you can have a fantastic, perfect, very long video, and nobody's watching it because it's too long. It's a complete waste of time for it to be there in that location. Right. Let's see. Angie Mays asks, do readers have to buy from Amazon in order to review on Amazon?
No. I do a lot of research on Amazon. when I'm doing
sorry, that's not. I didn't say that right, Cheri. She wants to
Oh.
know: do they have to buy the book from Amazon to review the book on
Oh,
Amazon?
to review the book on Amazon. They are trying to make that the case, and it's not going over so well. So they're not enforcing that as much as they did, but they want to make sure that you have not bought these reviews. So
Oh,
as long as long as your reader can demonstrate that they truly are a reader and not a professional reviewer, then they will be able to post their reviews. They just have to demonstrate that that's really who they are.
okay. Janet Warren Lane says that she's having a problem getting the RSS feed for her blog. Where could she go and maybe get some ideas on how to solve that? Does she need a webmaster to do that?
Yeah, she really does. It's so complicated. I'm sorry. I wish it was simple, but yes, I can't even send you the instructions and the make sense for you. I mean, it's just really complicated. So yes, if you don't know what your RSS feed is, then you need to ask your web person.
Yeah. It's quite complex. Multiple steps, and if you get one wrong, you know what that means. Let's see. There's some of these former ones. I think you've covered a lot of them. Let me see. Let's see. Here we go. Diana Derringer. She says she has an author page. Do you recommend including books where? Well, you've actually answered this. Including books where I'm going to a contributing author, and you showed us not only.
Yes.
You showed us that already, so that's good.
Yes, you definitely want to add those.
She asked her question in a timely manner. I'm just now getting to it.
I'm sure she did.
So many responses. You're going to have a fit when you see the different responses. It's so helpful.
Hopefully they're not rotten tomatoes they're throwing at me.
No. Let me check really quickly. Janet says, thanks. Oh, well. And it's some things we just can't do on our own. And you just need somebody who's more tech savvy. And you'd be glad you did. Either do it right or don't do it. Don't get it tangled up. Sometimes
the Author Central page you will be able to do yourself. I promise you. You can do that. Some of the other things like RSS feed and stuff like that you might need some help with, but the general setting up of your author page through Author Central, all of you can do this. Even my cute little Avis, who was 85 and didn't know what a URL was, she could do that. It is simple. You can do it. So there's one more thing that I wanted to tell you about Author Central before we leave this topic and go on to other things on Amazon. And that is, there is an Author Central for 4 different countries. All right. So Author Central in other countries, there are 4 right now. There's one in France. There's one in Germany. There's one in Japan. And there's one in the UK. Let me encourage you to use Google Chrome to set these up. If you use Firefox or some other kind of web browser, they don't have an easy conversion to different languages. and most of us only speak English and read English. So that is important when you're setting up your author page in these other countries. So when you go onto the URLs are there on your handout. When you go there, you're going to look in the top right-hand corner for the translate button. And you're going to translate it into English so that you can then set up your page just like you have done on your Amazon page here for the US with all the same information. Sometimes they're set up in a little bit different way. Maybe your button's going to be on the left-hand side versus the right-hand side. But after you've done it for your US page, please go ahead and take advantage of setting it up for France and Germany and Japan and the UK, especially if your book has anything to do with those other countries. You definitely want to take advantage advantage of that if your setting is in the UK, or if your setting is in Japan or Germany. That's really exciting. But we also have English readers over there, and so your book does not need to be translated into these other languages for English speaking, English reading readers in those countries to want to peruse your book. So go ahead and take advantage of that. Again, it's free, so we want to do everything that is free. Now, we want to go to the back to, hold on, I've forgotten where I am here. Okay. Go back to that author, my author page, my page that we were just looking at, Patricia.
Okay.
There's one more thing there. If you'll scroll down a little bit, there is an also bought section where you see a whole bunch of people who bought this book. Oh,
we have to be on
Patricia, you are fast.
We just have to be on a specific page to get that information, Cheri. Okay. Now we're looking at a specific book.
Oh, okay. It's also on the author page, but that's okay. Either place is fine. Customers who bought this item also bought. This is a gold mine of information, and let me tell you how you take advantage of this. You do this through advertising. So when you buy an Amazon ad, you can then target people who bought Janet Oki on Amazon, who bought this book, or people who bought one of these other authors here. When these are the people that bought these things, so they're also buying your book. So you can target market those advertisements. Now, on your handout, I have given you a link to where to go to buy Amazon ads. It's amazon.com/advertising, and then there's a frequently asked questions, that link right there. That is where you're going to go to buy Amazon ads. And let me tell you that Amazon ads are a little bit different than Facebook. Facebook generally charges you per 1,000 impressions, but the Amazon Market Services, which is Amazon advertising, you only pay when you get a click. So that means if your advertisement shows 20,000 people, but no one clicks on it, you are not paying anything for that ad. You are only paying when you get a click. So somebody is actually going to your page is when you're paying for it. You can set it up for a minimum of $2 a day, or you can go to $100 a day. You can set your budget, and you can set your number of days that you're going to do it. So it is very user-friendly, and I would highly suggest that you start out with, a little bit amount and use that and kind of play around with it. One of the things that you're going to want to do is use that other little link that I have on the handout there. It's the kwfinder.com with the pound number after it. That is searching for categories, because one of the things you're going to want to do is limit your advertising to the categories that match your book the best. So that KW Finder page is a great free tool for finding your categories. And also, if you're self-publishing, this little tool here is fabulous for finding your book categories, because you are limited to 7 or sometimes 2. Amazon, it's 2, but others it's 7. So find your categories here. This does a lot of that research for you. So So, for instance, you don't want to put in self-help because self-help is too broad of a category, but self-help addictions and then self-help alcohol addictions really narrows your category down, and therefore the number of clicks that you're going to be paying for. You're going to get a very narrow category, and your advertising is going to be very targeted. So this is really, really great information. So that's how you use that. People who bought this book also bought this book section to your advantage. Any questions about advertising before I go on?
Let's see. We have plenty of other questions. The only one that we only comment so far on the advertising is Susan Neal is sharing with us that Serious Writer Academy has a course on how to create Amazon ads.
Yes, they are great. So yes, take advantage of that.
And can I ask you a question myself? I want to make sure that I'm understanding something correctly, and if I am, I'd like to loop back to it. You're saying that when the time comes for us to do Amazon ads, that when we scroll down our page, we're on our book, specific book page, or our author page, and we see these customers who also bought these items, then what you're saying is when we're connecting and saying who it is we want to see our ad, these are the very books that we want, the people who are looking at these very books and others like them in this section. We want to list them, and I'm not saying this right, but you say it. You can finish it out for me.
You target your advertising to people who also bought Janet Oakey on Amazon. So it narrows your marketing to people who also bought this book on, that are also like this author on Amazon. So people who like you and people who like this book are going to see your advertising.
And Amazon has already figured that out. They've already done the work for you. They don't present it that way, but if you're savvy, you know that that's how it works.
Right.
So it's just very organic. And you still have to pay for the advertising, but it's very organic. You can be relatively assured that if they like Jeanette Oakey, they're going to like your book, this particular book, maybe all of them, but definitely this particular book that we're looking at this page.
Right.
Thank you.
And you're going to see on your author page, you're going to have different people than on your on your actual book page. So you're going to want to look on your Author Central account and see what it says there, and then look on your different book pages, because those are different target markets. And like you said, Amazon's already done the research. You could pay, marketing companies a lot of money for this kind of target market research.
Evelyn Mann is wondering what is the ROI on ads, and really that's such a wild card. Is there an answer for that?
No. I'm sure there is an answer. I don't look at it that way. What I look at is, okay, God has blessed me with this XYZ amount of money. Maybe he blessed me with $20. Okay. So I have $20 and I'm going to say, well, I could buy an Amazon ad with my $20, or I could gift several of my books to some people and ask them to write reviews. I could gift my book to maybe the hospital waiting room or someplace like that where it could really minister to people. Or I could maybe take my money and go out to dinner with my husband. So what are the things that God wants me to do? And let's say God says, Amazon ad. Okay, I'm going to take that and I'm going to do that Amazon ad, not because I'm going to be looking for a specific sale, because what I've found is that God doesn't often work that way. I don't know about you, but I sow seeds in he harvests in different places.
Mhm.
I grant him all credit for all the harvest, but he also wants me to sow seeds. So the more I sow seeds, the more he harvests, but he doesn't often harvest exactly where I'm sowing the seed. And I am looking forward to one day being in heaven and seeing this master plan that he works out. I don't know how he does it, but I do know that he is faithful. And so I will take my $20, I will sow it into my Amazon ads, and then somewhere, some way, somebody will pop up and say, I am starting a ministry at my church, and I need 20 of those books that you were talking about the other day. And I'm like, okay, thank you, Lord, for that. And that's the way God works. So I can't answer you that return on investment like a normal person, because I don't think we work the normal way. God's kingdom doesn't work that way. I don't know. That's my answer.
Okay. That makes complete sense. When you put the spiritual element in it, it's not just a business, and it is a ministry as well.
Yes.
Judy's wondering if you could clarify the charges, Ray, the clicks on the Amazon ads. Can you in just a short minute, can you say that?
So you are not going to pay for the advertisement that went out to 20,000 people. You're only going to pay if one of those 20,000 people clicks on your page and goes to your page. So you will pay for that one click. So that might be $2. Mm-hmm. So you've reached 20,000 people with your ad, but only the one person clicked on it. But let's say the one person clicked on it and they bought 50 copies of your book. That's a really good return on investment. But who knows? Maybe they read it and maybe something in your bio or something in the description made them pick up the phone and call their pastor. How do we know what that one click meant to somebody? I don't know, but I do know that the one click or the 15 clicks or the 10 clicks that you're paying for means that those are real clicks, people that actually went to your page. Mm-hmm. So that to me is worth it. How many other places do you go where you pay for an ad and you don't know if anybody's even looked at it? That's right. At least this, you're only paying for those who actually go there.
And a follow-up question from Judy says, what is that amount? But you set that amount or you set what you want to pay, and they set some mysterious Amazon algorithm. They set what the cost is going to be. You can't control that.
Right. Yep. Okay. Yep. You set your budget, which is great. So I've got 3 more things that I want to tell you about, and then I'm done. 3 more things. They're real short. Okay. There is a little thing on your book page. So if you want to go back to my book page, you can look at it. Down at the bottom, there's something called related video shorts. Most of us cannot use that little link. You have to be an approved seller through Amazon to have a related video short. From what I understand, Amazon is working. See that related video short right there?
Thank you.
From what I understand, Amazon is beta testing this with the sellers, and then they're going to roll it out to all the rest of us. I don't know why they would put it up there if it's not something that we can use, but that's Amazon. So I just wanted to answer that question because I know that it's a question a lot of people are asking. What is this? Why can't I click on it and do something with it? Well, hopefully we will be able to soon. That's the answer to that. And then finally, if you scroll all the way down, there it is. Yep. Keep going. Keep going.
The footer.
Keep going. All the way down. There it is. Whoop. Amazon giveaways. It's the last thing I wanted to end with. Go back up a little bit more. just above these books is the thing on Amazon giveaways.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
It is
I've
set
never
up a
seen it.
giveaway.
Okay.
You can actually do a drawing with Amazon giveaways. So this is a fun feature and it's free. Again, it's free. We like free. Now, what it's going to cost you is either a copy of your actual book that you're going to send to someone. So you're going to give that book to someone. Or if you have an ebook, it's a free download. And that is wonderful because then it doesn't really cost you anything. So Amazon giveaways, you'd click on that little button and they'll walk you through it. So take advantage of Amazon giveaways. You can run all kinds of contests and giveaways, and then you can link to it through your social media, which again is up at the back at the top of your page on the right-hand side. You can click to your social medias that way and tell everybody about your free giveaways. Come visit me on my author page. Come visit me on my Amazon page and enter into the giveaway. And they run it. Amazon runs your contest for you. It is wonderful. You tell them the parameters, you tell them how many people you're accepting, you tell them the day, the times, how many things you're wanting to give away, and then they run it for you. It's great. You do have to give away something from Amazon, though. It has to be something that is on Amazon. Of course, why would Amazon want to give something out of your garage? That's not what they're doing. They want to promote the use of Amazon. So if you have any other products on Amazon, you can connect to those things too. So if you have jewelry or something else that you are selling on Amazon, you can do that. For my first book, Direction, Discernment for the Decisions of Your Life, it had an apple and an orange on the front. And I actually sold jewelry that had little apples and oranges because I used it in my talks about using it as a decision-making tool. So that little jewelry thing would be a perfect thing for an Amazon giveaway because it connects to the theme of my book and it is something that people would get excited about. So you can give away your books or you can give away something else that is sold on Amazon. So that is what I wanted to share today. And I really hope that you take advantage of everything that Amazon is offering us. Again, if it's for free, why not take advantage?
It's been such a murky landscape, though. We see a bunch of opportunities and, you're hesitant to click. What if you make a mistake and you don't have anybody other than the giant Amazon to, hold your hand or to answer a question or clarification? You have done so much for us today. We're getting already. Janet Lane says, wow, what a harvest of information from this single video.
Thank you. Yay. I'm so glad. If you need any help, we as EA Books Publishing also have marketing coaches that you can hire for a couple of hours to do certain things. So if that is something that you would benefit from, you can go to eabookspublishing.com and click on the marketing tab and learn more about that. Or if you want to see me at one of the writers' conferences that you're promoting, I would be happy to sit and talk with you at one of those conferences as well. I totally believe in conferences. That is where it happens. So if you are not going to a conference, sign up for one because this class and all of the other classes is just a little taste of what you get at a writers' conference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had a conference lined up here, but I've opened up a few windows. Let me get it back. And you visited at Mount Hermon, haven't you, Cheri?
I have. I've been at Mount Hermon, and I am looking forward to the Florida conference. That's my first conference of the year. I've been to Blue Ridge. I've been to a lot of these conferences. So there's a lot of conferences out there that are terrific.
There are, and each has its own location, its own flavor, its own director, its own environment. Everything about it is unique, but there are similarities, and at the same time there are differences. And we're not going to go deeply over Mount Hermon. We talked about it yesterday with Kathy Ide. There's also an interview, a YouTube interview, but I wanted to touch base on this again because it's such a pivotal conference. And again, this particular year, 2019, is Mount Hermon's 50th anniversary. So they always put on a big production, and this year they're doing even more. It's really fantastic. It is from April the 12th through the 16th, and there are several pre-conference mentoring clinics 2 days before that. So you can go there and stay for 6 whole days if you're mind to. But there is a separation. The mentoring clinics are a little bit extra, and the conference itself is from the 12th through the 16th. It is near Santa Cruz, California. If you're flying, you want to go into San Jose Maneta Airport. The main conference starts Friday at 3 p.m. and runs until Tuesday at 9 p.m. after dinner and that last keynote. You do want to register. You can register online up until, I believe it's, I had that note yesterday. I may come back to that. The cost is anywhere in a range for anywhere from $835 to $1,400. And that is determined by your lodging options, whether you go 1 day, 2 days, 7 days, 18 days.
And it is beautiful. Oh my goodness, it is a gorgeous place. So you need to go and bring your sneakers for one of the afternoons, because there's all these beautiful hiking trails in the redwoods, and oh my goodness, it is a place to meet God and commune with Him and hear from Him about your writing journey. And it's a wonderful conference. I really highly recommend it.
I pray to go one day. The Lord's never allowed me to, but I'm still believing. I'm still hoping and praying. We'll see how that works out. There's also things to do, unique things as well for like Sunday. You'll be there over a Sunday. You can do zip lining. You can go kayaking. I mean, the environment is really unique, isn't it?
It is. It is wonderful. It is just a real getaway. And I just went for a walk with a group of authors, and we became really good friends while we were getting lost in the woods, and it was a lot of fun. So no matter what you choose to do with your free time, you will love it there.
There are one-on-one appointments, which is traditional for most, but not all, Christian writers conferences. Excuse me. And that's where you get to sit down. Typically, it's 15 minutes. In this case, it is. You get to sit down with a professional who is any number of different professions. So they might be an author, they might be an editor, they might be a publisher, they might be an agent. And you get to talk about what your project is, or pitch your idea, or even just ask questions. Do you think this would work? Or I'm stuck on this story arc. Or do you think I even have anything, what it takes to be a writer anyway? Whatever you want to talk about.
Absolutely. It's one of my joys of getting to go to a conference is sitting in front of authors and listening to how God is working in their lives. And I see a big mosaic. That's what I get to do, is sit at a conference and see how God is working in every single person's life. What a joy and honor that is. What a privilege it is to listen to them and then be able to share with them how we might be able to partner together to help make their dreams come true. And that is just a joy.
Susan said, Judy Morrow, she says, I'm leading the prayer team at Mount Hermon this year, and we're praying for an amazing conference for the 50th. And I just know it's going to be. It's going to be amazing.
It is. And Kathy's great. So, yeah, you're in great hands there.
Let's see. There's more that we could say, but is there anything particular? Was there a favorite story you could tell us, or something that's personal that was what took you to the next level yourself at this particular writers conference?
Not particularly at this writers conference, but I do want to encourage you when you go to a writers conference is be open to what God wants to do. You know, so often we go to a conference and we have our agenda. We want to meet with an editor. We want to get a contract. We want to get affirmed. We want to do all of these things. But if you will go with your heart open to what God wants to share with you at the conference, I guarantee you, I promise you, he will meet you there. Writers' conferences are just intensive God times.
Yes.
And God does amazing work at writers' conferences. So no matter which one you choose to go to, open yourself up to the possibility that God might have a different plan than what you think. And who knows, his plan might be for you to be a blessing to someone else, for you to minister to someone else. Or it might be that God's going to turn you upside down and inside out and flip you around and bless your socks off. You just never know what God is going to do. But being open to that is going to allow God the best freedom, the biggest freedom to do what he does best.
Yes, yes, yes. It serves no purpose to invest that time and those funds and those hopes and dreams and then put a lock on your ears and your spirit, does it?
No, certainly not. And I love it when somebody comes that way with a heart open for whatever God is going to do, because God is so faithful, and he really does go above and beyond to bless those who come open for him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, viewers, for joining us today. We're so appreciate it. You stuck around, and it was a long session. It was so worth it, wasn't it? Cheri Cowell, you outdid yourself today. We so thank you. So appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please continue the conversation. If you'd like to, question here or comment there. Cheri said that she can either after the program or as the day progresses, the evening progresses, then she'll be able to touch base with you. We appreciate you being here so very much. If you weren't here, there's be no reason for us to be here. Woo! I love what I do. It's a blessing directly from the hand of God. And so give Cheri a shout out, and let her know how much you appreciate it. So many already have. They're waiting for you, Cheri. Those good reports are waiting for you. Almost finished with the online summit, but we'll still be here, because we're here every weekday. This is our 10th. We have 6 weeks to go, and we'll hit our year-long mark, our year anniversary, to be presenting this program to you every weekday. This has been Marketers on a Mission, episode number 228, How to Tame and Take Advantage of Amazon, by author and book publisher Cheri Cowell, and she certainly showed us how to do that. So good. Tomorrow, professional editor and author Dawn Kinzer is going to join me. She's going to tell us 5 things to be careful of when choosing an author. 5 things to watch for when choosing an author. So she's going to give us help us understand the different types of editors there are, the services, what they mean, what that looks like in a practical way, maybe a general price range, just to give us a lay of the land if we've never worked with an editor, to help us understand what to expect. So we are a lot of times. Tell me this, Cheri. Do you find that a lot of times people need a professional, but they have no point of reference if they've never used one before, and that will keep them from moving forward because they're too hesitant and have nobody to ask questions of?
Everybody needs an editor. Editors need an editor. We all need an editor. Editors are worth every penny that they are paid and more. They make us shine, and they take our words, the very best ones, they take our words and make them better. They make them accessible to more people. They make them real. They make them make sense to others. Sometimes we write a sentence and in our head it makes sense, but on paper it's not reading the same way. We're reading it and we think we're making sense, but the editor's saying, no, the reader's hearing this, and you say, oh no, that's not what I thought I was saying. So an editor is really a gem, and everyone needs an editor.
Yes. And they are an investment for your long-term career.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Again, we're here every weekday. This program is designed exclusively for you to help you learn the craft, the professional craft of writing, speaking, and marketing, online marketing specifically, because your audience is online and you need skills and you need to share your message in a different way, much more succinct, much abbreviated in an online environment than at the grocery store or at the church picnic. You got plenty of time usually in those environments online. Get in and get out and get it done. It's got to be great. It's got to be fast. That's a big burden. We can help you overcome that burden and meet your goals so that God's word can get out to your specific audience. And thank you so much for those who are saying kind words about the program. And, it's a joy and a pleasure. If you are here for the very first time, perhaps, and you're interested in getting access to all of the recordings from the summit, you can do that. You can do that for free. Woo! Go to marketersonamission.com and enroll in it for free, and you will have access to all of the summit recordings, and they have each one been gold. And you know it, everyone. Thank you. We'll bless you, and we'll see you tomorrow.